What's going on, you guys? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ryan Phipps, and it's my current mission to help driven people become the fittest version of themselves mentally and physically. And I am very excited to dive into this topic with you guys today. This has been a life changing topic for myself that I've been blessed enough to teach so many other people throughout the course of my business journey, my personal journey, and just all different aspects of life. Really, what I'm here to talk about today is how little wins compound into big results in a fitness related context, right? So if you've been stuck on your fitness journey for a while, you're just not sure how to actually see results. Every time you start something, you just can't stick with it. You just get stuck in this cycle. This video is absolutely for you, and I'm going to show you how to solve that exact problem through using the power of plus 1% daily. Now, just to give you a brief overview of what that's all about having small, seemingly insignificant actions add up and compound into big results over time. So let's dive in, guys. I want to start today by telling you guys a little bit about myself. So, again, my name is Ryan Phipps, and my mission is to help driven people become the fittest version of themselves mentally and physically. I initially got into fitness because growing up, my mom had some severe health issues, so I was just always aware of what somebody's life looked like if they, didn't have health, and also how that affected other people being the family member of somebody with poor health. So, really growing up, that created kind of like a bucket of meaning in my life, just in terms of knowing what that looked like and not wanting that for anybody else. And my passion for exercise came from my soccer career when I was younger. I've always been the type of person who is just an absolute all or nothing type of person. If I am into something, like, I'm going to dive in 1,000,000%. And that was soccer for me when I was younger. When I stopped playing soccer, I realized, okay, now I have this, like, just this empty bucket, this void that soccer left in my life. So I quickly got into the gym just to stay active, and I loved it. I found my new passion, and just like other things in my life, I dove 1,000,000% into that. Just started teaching myself so much about diet, exercise, mindset, accountability, all of that stuff that's important for a fitness transformation. Um, Lifestyle, self improvement related things. And I loved it. I saw results for myself, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a job as a personal trainer. So I can help other people, see the results and just kind of use this passion that I'm teaching myself. And that's exactly what I did. And I loved it because I didn't realize at the time or when I was going into it, but I quickly began to realize that it filled the other bucket that I had of just trying to help other people get healthy, get fit, avoid some of the situations that I'd seen growing up, for themselves, for their families, for their loved ones, and just getting to do that for about 3 years and just realizing, okay, like, I'm helping this person. They're coming back telling me that the doctor was healthy with them. It's rubbing off on their wife. Like, they're just more active, more happy, having better life experiences. I realized this is what I want to do. So I decided to quit that personal training job and start my own fitness coaching business so I could help more people see even better results. So here's what we're going to talk about today specifically. So I want to talk about how I help people turn fitness confusion into results, right? A lot of the time when we start a fitness journey, we're busy, right? People are busy, but as if all of the responsibilities of life weren't enough, having that fitness confusion, not even knowing what to do, is a real problem, right? So I'll show you how to solve that, show you how to solve the problem of being too busy. I'll tell you guys who this program is exactly for. I will introduce you guys to the Phipps Fitness system that is going to solve all of these challenges and give you an overview of the roadmap, on basically how to start from not knowing what to do to complete transformation. Just give you the full sauce along the way. Talk about what to eat, what workouts to do, what to do if you've been stuck on your journey for a while, what sets Phipps Fitness apart specifically, and talk about next steps in creating what I call your roadmap to success. So first, let's dive in. I want to give you guys a brief overview of the process before we dive into some specifics. So I want to tell you how I help people turn fitness confusion into results, again, through the power of giving plus 1% daily. Now, let's pause for a second and talk about why that plus 1% daily is so important. It's so important because so often when we start our fitness journeys, we think, okay, I have to drop like this bomb into my schedule, this bomb into my life, and just blow everything up. Stop doing everything I enjoy, just crush all sustainability. The great example in a dieting context is always just cutting out your favorite foods, and that's not necessary whatsoever. That's why people, get stuck into this cycle where they just can't stick with it, so they basically just quit, fall off, just to start again when they get motivated and just get stuck in that cycle for years. So that's not what this is about, right? This is the three-step process that I use to help people break that cycle and actually see results. So the first step is a thorough consultation, right? So the first time we meet, yes, I want to know your fitness goals. I want to know how much weight you want to lose, how much muscle you want to build, how strong you want to be. I love all of that stuff. Obviously, I am just a huge fitness nerd. But what I've seen in the actual field for helping people achieve transformations is that that is just a small part of the information needed, right? All of us know that chicken and rice, it's good. We know that salad's good. We know those things, but the reason people can't stick with it is because the protocols they follow aren't custom to them. It's not sustainable. So I want to know things like, what's your job like? What family responsibilities do you have? Just, how do you spend your time outside of work, right? Just really get a picture for the lifestyle that you're already living so I can move to step two and create a custom system for you. Now, that custom system is going to serve as the foundation for success throughout your journey, right? Imagine how easy it would be to stick to fitness protocols if it was based around foods you like eating, things that you're already doing, time that you're already spending in certain ways, and then we use the third step, which is living the plus 1% lifestyle, just to slowly tweak that system, right? A great example that I always love giving in a food context for how this plus 1% lifestyle works is, let's say that I love breakfast sandwiches. Like I'm not going to trade a breakfast sandwich for a bowl of ice cubes in the morning. I'm not going to, skip breakfast. I'm not going to or I'm not going to eat a salad every day for breakfast, right? Obviously extreme examples, but you get the point, right? Yummy breakfast sandwich, gross vegetables. Totally understand that. Probably won't hear many fitness coaches say that, but yeah, I agree. Um, but what I would do for somebody, in that context who loves that breakfast sandwich, or metaphorically just is attached to something and, it's part of their routine that they enjoy, instead of having that breakfast sandwich on my normal bagel every day, okay, let's move it to an English muffin and we'll save 100 calories there. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but that's all that you need to get started on a weight loss journey, right? So little changes like that over time are exactly what I help people make. And it just becomes a lifestyle. It's so easy to make this transformation because it's something that you're already doing, right? That's why the consultation's important, the custom system I create. So now let's dive into some potential obstacles because, again, I should phrase it as it's simple, it's not easy, right? The steps are very simple, but again, if making a fitness transformation was easy, everybody would do it. So let's talk about some of the challenges and then let's solve them together to make this just a bit easier for ourselves. And the first one is the all too famous I'm too busy, right? So let's kind of dive into what this looks like. And I believe this is a real challenge. I'm not here to tell people that being busy isn't a real thing. Like, this is a real challenge my clients face before joining the program, right? They're building their careers, they have a family life, they're invested into their relationships. All of us invest time into areas of our lives that aren't work, aren't fitness already. We as human beings have limited energy, and then if all of that stacked on top of each other wasn't enough, there is that initial aspect of fitness confusion where it's like, okay, yes, I have all of these responsibilities, but what do I even do? Right? What do I even do? Like, I don't know what foods to eat. I don't know what workouts to do. I've seen, this TikTok and this person saying this. Like, there is that layer of fitness confusion. So this is a real challenge of being too busy. So let's, just kind of talk about this together. And I want to give you guys some examples of people and answer, like, who is this program for, right? Who does this help? And I want to give you some examples of people who are very busy but still saw amazing results. So Jay, he joined the program because he didn't know what to eat for his goals. He didn't know what workouts to do to reach his goals. He wanted a system that would help him lose weight so he could keep up with his kids as he aged. And after going through this system that I'm going to share with you guys today, he lost 45 pounds. He's built a system that is designed for his entrepreneurial lifestyle, right? Again, that custom system was built for his entrepreneurial lifestyle. He's leading his family by being a health role model, right? He went through the program, lost 45 pounds, and his wife literally thanked him for being a role model, for leading that change, leading the charge in health within his own family. And I don't know about you guys, but as a man, there's probably not many feelings in the world that would be better than that coming from your wife. So Jay's success story, fantastic. Now Jack, right? Jack joined the program because he said he felt like he owed this to himself. He was already on his self-improvement journey. He had, stopped partying, stopped drinking, really started to take his life, quote unquote, seriously, and just realized that his physical presence was an aspect of life that he was still neglecting, right? He wasn't confident in what he was doing in the gym or in the kitchen when he joined, and he was looking for a custom system that he knew would get him to his goals, right? Guys, you're going to notice this theme of custom system, right? These people who join the program, they know what they're after, right? They're sick and tired of seeing these reels, seeing these TikToks, seeing these YouTube videos, hearing people say this, hearing your uncle just say, when you get to my age, this is what you're going to look like. And, your grandma saying, oh, it's the carbs. And, all of these just things that people hear over time. Like, these people are just sick and tired of hearing this. They want to know what works. They want the system designed for them, their lifestyle, and their goals, right? So little mini tangent there, but that'll probably happen a lot throughout the course of this video because, man, I love this. So Jack went through the program, lost over 30 pounds, mastered his nutrition, and overcame his gym anxiety, right? When he first was going into the gym, right, he was very, very anxious to even, just get in there and start trying things because, you know, the gym can be an intimidating place, but Jack went through the program and now literally teaches his family members, he teaches his friends how to lift weights, just a complete transformation in that respect. And one of my favorite parts about Jack's journey is he went through and actually gained the confidence to start his own business, right? Guys, again, this isn't just about losing weight, looking leaner. Like, those are great things, don't get me wrong, but that's just the surface level of fitness, right? What's after that is the mindset, is the confidence, right? Jack made this transformation and had the confidence to start his own real estate business, and I would say that would change the trajectory of someone's life pretty massively. And it's because he recognized he was looking for that custom system. He had already done some of the previous self-improvement based work on his own, and this program, this system, was just something that basically just gave him something to apply his energy towards, right? He had this drive for success. The system came into play. He put his energy into the system, and boom, this is the transformation that was spit out, the life that was changed. I love this stuff. So, or Josh, right? Josh joined the program because he'd been stuck for 3 years trying to reach these goals. He got out of college and just had been stuck in that cycle. He wanted to improve his relationship with food. He wanted to learn what to eat. He wanted to change even though his schedule was slammed from running his business. He joined the program, went through, lost over 30 pounds. Now he knows exactly what to do with his diets and his workouts to see results. And he is crushing it both in business and on his fitness journey, right? Just look at the difference right here. I think this is fantastic. So Eric too, right? Eric went through the program and he initially joined because he identified that he wanted to learn what to do to see results, right? Guys, like, that hunger for knowledge is so important. It's such a big aspect. Again, you're going to see the custom system, the desire for growth, the hunger for knowledge, the self-improvement from people who join this program, right? If that sounds like you, if you've always been that type of person just striving for more, this is for you. I can teach you this. If you don't have that internal drive for success, right, it's likely not going to happen. I'll be completely honest with you. Like, this is not just something that takes no effort. The system works, but you still need to put in effort, and all of these people who have the growth mindset are articulating that, right? So Eric joined struggling with knowing what to eat, struggling with meal prepping. He wanted to build healthy routines into his schedule. He went through the system, lost 20 pounds, and now he knows exactly what to eat, what to cook to reach his goals, and he's using his mindset to actually build and run his business, right? He joined as an entrepreneur in college, full-time college student, building his business, some pretty high-achieving stuff right there. So now we'll talk about the actual system that has allowed these people, these real life people, to achieve these transformations and go from wondering what to eat, what workouts to do, to seeing noticeable results in under 4 weeks, right? This system's designed for driven people regardless of their previous fitness and nutrition experiences. So the first step is creating that roadmap to success. This is that consultation. What we do in this step is we meet one-on-one to discuss your goals, right? Fitness goals, lifestyle goals, mindset goals, and preferences as well. I want to know the foods you want to eat, the foods you don't want to eat, because again, a system designed around things that you just don't enjoy is one that you're not going to be able to stick to. So I take the information we get from there, create the custom plan based on your goals and preferences, and then as we're welcoming you into the community, you and I will review the custom training and nutrition plan together to make sure you understand the protocols. They're things that you'll enjoy doing because we're setting up that foundation for success, right? We'll get you set up into our training systems, our nutrition app, and our workout app. That way you'll be able to have all of the support that you need. We'll track all of the data, really be able to celebrate wins along the way. We'll dive into the specifics of that in a little bit, and we will also book our first check-in call together. I like to have at least one weekly check-in call with all of my clients where we're going to pull up all of the data that we collect, celebrate wins, talk about challenges, and just really make the process so much smoother because, again, another trait of driven people, another trait of growth mindset, or people with a growth mindset, is they just value accountability, right? They can look at themselves and say, I would do a lot better with this if I had somebody on this journey with me, holding me accountable to this, just kind of like outsourcing the thinking, outsourcing the mental, like the mental real estate that it holds of guessing, especially in a fitness context. So we will book that first check-in together so we have that next touch point. Then we will enter the maintenance phase. Now this is really where we're setting up that foundation for success. We're going to be focusing on building the most important 2 to 3 habits at first, right? Again, this isn't about dropping like a huge bomb into your current lifestyle, not about doing a full 180. We're just going to identify the most important 2 or 3 things that you should be doing to reach your fitness goals and just focus on that for a month. That's it, right? Doesn't sound like much, but this is really going to be where we're building the foundation for success. This phase doesn't have to be perfect. Like, you do not People have succeeded in this who've never been in the gym before, have no nutrition experience whatsoever, but the whole first month is all about setting that foundation, all about learning, so then we can start to make those small changes in the next phase, in our in-season phase, which is powered by that plus 1% lifestyle there. So again, in the third phase, we will build the foundation, build the most important habits and routines. Then in this phase, we'll just slightly tweak them up, right? We'll use the habits and routines we built in the maintenance phase as the foundation for success as we start to make those little changes that are going to start the process of making progress, right? We're not going to be cutting out complete food groups. We're not going to be telling you can't eat your favorite foods. All we're going to be doing is changing the very easy to maintain routine that we built around your previous lifestyle, right? Again, the example of that, because I realize this can be a little bit wordy. The example of that is, let's say that we go back to that egg sandwich example. It's not about trading the egg sandwich for no food or for a 10-mile run and a bowl of salad in the morning, right? That's not the goal here. The goal here is just to make a small tweak to it, right? Trade the bagel for an English muffin, boom, still have your egg sandwich. We can lose weight, get lean, get shredded, build the business, all of those things that you want to do, right? Just small, little incremental steps at a time. So next we'll talk about kind of the stage which it's all about, right? Through making those little changes over a longer period of time, you'll have reached your goals. You'll have the opportunity to set new goals. You'll have reached your goal weight and goal physique. On average, this takes a client within the program 6 months. Again, this might sound like a little bit of time, but when you compare it to the fact that most people come into the program saying they've been trying for 3 to 5 years, it's really not that long. And you're seeing results over the course of time, right? First month, you start to feel better. Months 2 and 3, you're like, I see a little bit of change maybe in how my clothes are fitting. Months 4 and 5, we get that clear before and after picture. And month 6, it's like, yeah, this is different. This is new. This is exciting. That's where the abs start to come into play. All that good stuff, right? So at this point, we'll have the opportunity to set new goals, enter a maintenance phase, and this will be the last time you ever have to get in shape. My goal with this is not, right, if you're looking for a quick fix, if you're looking for that 12-week program where you jump in, lose 30 pounds, and then, gain it all back the second that you stop that program, like that's not this. This is a lifestyle transformation. The goal with this is this should be the last time that you ever have to get in shape, right? If you're joining because you want to lose 30 pounds, this will be the last time you ever have to lose that 30 pounds, right? So this spills into every area of life too. I put this in here because this is kind of my favorite part of the whole process. Is this spills over into every area of life, right? For the entrepreneurial father, this is being an example for your kids, right? This is making your wife proud that she married you because you're just a leader, right? You're leading the charge for health, right? This is for, the younger guy looking to build the business. This is getting the self-confidence that, work you put into something equals results, right? You see that example in fitness. That's literally what happened to me within fitness. And then you go and do that and boom, like you're running the business now. That's what happened with Jack earlier, right? For Josh, it's like I've been trying this for years and, now I'm going through the system and now I know the importance of systems, right? Like you just see it spill over into every other area, the people around you, your coworkers. I've had clients come back and say, the doctors are asking what they're doing. Their coworkers are asking what they're doing. Like it's just such a good thing for self-confidence, but just overall life improvement. So let's kind of move on here into what do I eat? What workout should I do? This is another very common challenge that people face. And again, this fitness confusion is a real thing, right? Especially in the world of trends and fad diets. Like there's so much confusion around diets and workouts because there's so many trends that have just gone in and out of style. Should I not eat carbs? Should I eat just a few carbs? Should I only eat carbs at a certain time? Should I only eat fat? Should I cut out fat? Should I go vegetarian? Should I cut all of my favorite foods? Should I only eat my favorite foods before this certain time? Should I fast? Like, etc. The list goes on. And the truth is, I'm just going to give it to you. People don't fail to stick to a diet because of their lack of motivation. It's just because they don't have a system they're confident in, right? They jump from no carb to vegetarian to high fat to this and just think one of these things is the magic pill they're looking for, but it's not. So I want to tell you what the best way to do this is, right? This isn't a trend. This isn't a fad. This is rooted in science. This is not cutting out anything completely. This is just using the science of our bodies in the most sustainable way possible. So this is a macro-based approach. This is the approach that I use with my clients. And macros is just short for macronutrients. It just means protein, fats, and carbs, right? So this way, we don't need to completely cut out one of these things, right? We don't need to only eat protein and carbs. We don't need to only eat protein and fats. Like we don't cut out anything specifically here, right? We don't need to completely eliminate a food group. And the best part is in the first step of the consultation, right? We've already learned what you like to eat. So I'm going to build your macro-based approach around what it is that you like to eat. So I'm going to build your macro-based approach around what it is that you like to eat. So I'm going to build your macro-based approach around what it is that you like to eat. So I'm going to build your macro-based approach around what it is that you like to eat. So I'm going to build your macro-based approach around what it is that you like to eat. So I'm going to build your macro-based approach around what it is that you like to eat. So I'm going to build your macro-based approach around what it is that you like to eat. So I'm going to build your macro-based approach around what it is that you like to eat. So I'm going to build your macro-based approach around what it is that you like to eat. So I'm going to build your macro-based approach around what it is that you like to eat. So I'm going to build your macro-based approach around what it is that you like to eat. So I'm going to build your macro-based approach around what it is that you like to eat. So I'm going to build your macro-based approach around what it is that you like right? We'll have daily targets to shoot for. So, for example, let's say that, um, your protein goal is 150 grams of protein a day. Cool. You can have a protein bar, protein shake, Greek yogurt, steak, chicken, fish, egg, like whatever you want to have that you enjoy that's a protein source, you can have, right? That way it's not like, okay, I need to eat 6 meals of this chicken a day and I don't want to do that and I can't stick to it just because it's healthy. Like, note with this approach, we have a lot of flexibility. Carbs would work the same way, right? You have your carb goal that you're going to hit every day. You can have a bagel, you can have bread, you can have pasta, you can have, um, I'm trying to think of other carb sources that are really yummy that I like. You can have, what would I have? You can have some juice. Like you can have a ton of different things that are just foods that don't make it feel like you're dieting is the point here, right? You're not going to get locked into some extremely strict schedule or routine. You just have goals to shoot for, and this is all just rooted in science for how the body works, right? So those are examples of the plus 1% changes right here, right? So we could, if you love burgers, we could swap 85% ground beef for 93, chicken thighs for chicken breast, regular cheese for low fat cheese. It's not about trading the burger for a salad. It's just about cutting a couple hundred calories off of there. And I'll show you exactly how to do that. So training wise, right, I create a custom training system based around your lifestyle. Now, lifestyle is very important because, again, if you have the belief or see the real that you need to work out 6 times a week, but you only have three, like it's not going to work. You're not going to be able to stick to it, right? Your routines are going to blow up. Your rhythms are going to blow up. Family life's going to blow up because of all the time you got to spend. Like it's just not going to be sustainable. So I'll build that custom workout routine again based on the information that I gather in the consultation with how many days a week you can work out. This also looks like, just what your training looks like. Someone who's trained before, maybe been a former athlete, been in the weight room, or used to be into fitness, their program would look different than somebody who's never been in the gym before. It really doesn't matter, just kind of making the point that this is a custom thing as well. We deliver everything through an app called Trainerize, right? So this app is fantastic. Our clients love this probably the most, I would say, because of just how simple it is to use, right? You see on the dashboard right here, you have your workouts, you have your to-do list for the day. It just makes things super simple, right? Super simple. These are all very quick things to do, right? Step on the scale, log the weight, right? Do the workout. You click on the workout, you go into the gym, you have the exact exercises you need to do there. You will never walk into the gym again and wonder, what should I do? Should I just do what my friend does? Should I do what I see that guy over there doing? Should I do what the guy on Instagram Reel said? Like, no, you will know exactly what to do because I will have built it out for you. This whole program is going to be based around your goals. And the cool part is the daily tasks are factored into a long-term approach, right? So I'm looking at the big 6-month timeline, and all you need to do is look at the day-to-day actions that are going to get you there. So super fun stuff. I love that, but this phase is really where the small changes start to add up, right? Through completing those small actions, right? And again, it can be quick. Step on the scale, take a 10-minute walk, just those little things that most people like wonder, oh, what exactly should I do? I'll just put it in there for you. You just got to check it off and you'll see the results, right? But this is really where those small things start to compound. We're able to track your food, right? You can see, for example, right? Okay, like I have 20 grams of protein left. I could have this, I could have this, I could have this, I could have this, right? You'll no longer have to say to yourself ever again, I'm just eating healthy. Like I'm eating healthy. Why am I not losing weight? Nope. You and I will look at the data together on our check-ins and say, we'll go from, okay, I'm eating healthy, why am I not losing weight, to, okay, we need 20 more grams of protein. Here's a protein bar, protein shake, a meal that you could eat that would give you that, right? So we know exactly what to do to always move the needle forward. And one of my personal favorite things from this too is through things like the tracking body weight feature is we actually generate visuals, we generate graphs, we generate all of these data points that really will just show you how the journey is going, right? Day to day, this was the start of his journey. By the end, he was down over 45 pounds just from following these small actions every day. So now we'll talk about what to do if you feel like you've been stuck on your fitness journey for a while, right? This happens to a lot of people, and so often it's because of our limiting or, mental beliefs that we have here, right? If we've been stuck for years, so often we think we need to be perfect on this fitness journey. We need to do excessive cardio, restrictive diets, and we just get stuck in a cycle that kind of looks like this, right? The cycle that we get stuck in looks like this. You feel motivated to make a change, cut out all your favorite foods, do tons of cardio, give into the cravings, feel defeat and guilt, just to start this process all over again once you feel motivated. But where we can break this cycle is with the Phipps Fitness system, right? This custom system is designed for sustainability and results through just making those small changes, right? We're going to blow this system up because we're going to get your preferences. We'll do the consultation, learn about your goals, get you set up into the system, into the apps that are going to help you track and measure your progress along the way. And we will be reading the data. I will be reading the data for you. We'll be checking in every single week so you understand the small tasks and how to overcome challenges that'll get you to your goals. We'll enter the maintenance phase where we're just going to focus on 2 to 3 habits at first, just the most important 2 to 3 things that we can do to help you get to your goals. And then we'll start making those small changes to that foundation over time. Again, using the egg sandwich example, going from a bagel to an English muffin, right? 2 servings of pasta to a serving and a half. Ooh, not about trading the pasta for a salad, just small changes equal big results. Get you to your goal, and guarantee this is the last time you'll ever have to get in shape following this system. So that is how I help people make those years worth of progress in months. And I love it because so many people get stuck here, and it does not have to be that way at all when we have a simple, proven system like this. And I want to talk too about how is Phipps Fitness different, because I realize, right, there are a lot of different diets and trends and services and all of these different things these days, but I want to talk a little bit about how Phipps Fitness is different and how I've built this to serve people in a way like nothing else, right? So we'll talk about in-person personal trainers first, right? They can give you workouts. They're very limited with nutrition. And guys, I was an in-person personal trainer for 3 years. This isn't me saying that, they're bad or anything, but these limitations were why I quit the job and started fitness coaching so I could help other people, right? They're limited with nutrition. They can't really support you there. Accountability, they really are only with you for that 45 minutes to an hour that you're with them in the gym. And as we all know, it's kind of the other 23 hours of the day that are pretty easy to mess up, in the kitchen, going out to social events, how well we're sleeping, how we're managing our stress routines, that type of stuff. They can give you the custom approach based on the workouts, but again, the limitations with that are clear here. Online fitness coaching, so can absolutely give you custom workouts, can support you with nutrition in a way that a personal trainer can't, can hold you accountable to your goals, and can deliver all of that with a custom approach because it is one person having that overview of your life instead of, for example, working with a personal trainer and a dietitian who aren't talking to each other. Doesn't really make sense, right? But what sets the Phipps Fitness program apart, and why I wanted to design this the way I have designed this, and why my clients have seen such great results, is the accountability aspect, is the aspect that I really, really strive to get to know every single client beyond just what their weight loss goals are, right? I want to know your preferences. We get to know the lifestyle that you're living, right? It's so, think about this. How much easier is it to reach your fitness goals if you're in the Phipps Fitness program and you're working with somebody who knows what your vacation looks like, right? Here's a literal example, right? One of my clients went to vacation to Michigan for a month, right? He had the Airbnb that he was in had a little basement gym, right? He sent me a picture of the weights and stuff that he had access to. I built him a program. Boom, it's in the app. All you need to do is start checking the boxes you're already used to checking, versus I can't talk to my personal trainer all over the course of this month because I'm not going to his gym. He told me to stay consistent. He told me to do some push-ups. He told me to try to go for a walk every morning. You're not going to do that, right? I might not even do that, right? I would kind of just want my own custom design thing, right? It's so much easier when you have access to somebody. We can utilize the technology, which is fantastic, but also you're in a program designed for you, right? Your program is custom only to you, so it's going to work for you and your scenarios, your context, right? So guys, I want to say thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity just to share this passion with you. And if you're ready to finally see results through getting your own custom systems built, feel free to click the link down below and we'll get in touch.